Ever since I was younger, I've had an obsessive personality. I think part of it might be because of how much I care about things, which is what I actually talked about in my last discussion video. I've always fallen in love with certain things. When I was a kid, like most kids do, there was a certain movie that I fell in love with. I fell in love with The Wizard of Oz, and I loved it so much that I would watch it every day. Sometimes I would watch it even multiple times every day. I learned all the songs and I sang them all the time. I kind of continued to get obsessed with things like that as I grew older. I got so obsessed with different movies, shows, or books that sometimes I would play out those stories with my friends. I get kind of annoyed with this side of myself sometimes because sometimes I get so obsessed with things that I can't do anything else. I've gotten so obsessed with certain songs or bands that I would play them to death and annoy everybody around me, especially my sister. I've also gotten so obsessed with certain YouTubers that as soon as I finish watching all of their videos, I will go back and watch my favorite ones over again. I even sometimes show my favorite videos to my friends. Ruth knows this very well. It's all I want to talk about. When I'm obsessed with something, I don't want to talk about anything else. I've been so obsessed with certain games in the past as well, which most of the games I play eventually end. But there have been a couple games that never end, like The Sims. Eventually I would get bored of it and move on to a different obsession, but for about 2 weeks straight, during my free time, it would be all I would do. There was another game that I was obsessed with, which was a lot worse. I'm glad I'm over it now, but when I was younger, there was this online game that I got obsessed with where you can chat with other people, real life people, online and create different characters. This obsession was a lot worse because people online can be really awful and mean, and it was like I was completely trying to escape my real life through this online game. I think the reason I got so obsessed with it was because I was a young teenager and there were some things in my life that I couldn't control. In this game, it was like it was another life, a life I could actually control. Every once in a while, sometimes if I'm bored with life a little bit, I will suddenly have an urge to play it again. But I don't, because I know that as soon as I do, I will get stuck. Moving on from the seriousness of the side of myself, I've also been obsessed with really stupid things. Like once I was obsessed with watching Doctor Who parodies and Doctor Who fan videos on YouTube. Don't ask me why. It's because of my obsessions that I'm such a nerd. I've gotten so obsessed with Doctor Who, I've gotten so obsessed with Zelda, and I've gotten so obsessed with different adventure video games. Most recently, I was and still am obsessed with Deadpool. I saw the movie a couple weeks ago and I loved it. So because I really liked the movie a lot, I went and I got obsessed with watching interviews with Ryan Reynolds on YouTube. Again, don't ask me why. And after that, I got obsessed with the comics a little bit too. I started, because I liked it so much, I started reading the comics. Now I'm not as obsessed with them as I was. Still I'm a little bit, because I'm still reading them, obviously, but because there are a lot. But still not as obsessed as I was. And I'm done with watching the interviews. Thank goodness. Again, this is another part of my personality that I sometimes get annoyed with, but it is a big part of me, so I don't think that I will ever stop being obsessed with things. So I will just have to deal with it. And anyone who actually knows me personally will also have to learn to deal with it too. Please let me know in the comment section below if you also tend to get obsessed with things sometimes. So you will see me Wednesday and Friday with a song video and a Disney vlog. But until then, please like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.